Okay, hello guys. I'm getting ready for bed right now. I'm actually about to go to sleep after I make this video. Got my tea ready and all that. But I wanted to ask the question today of if are you able to transform, I guess, are you able to enjoy hard things? Are you able to learn to enjoy hard things? Because I'm gonna be honest, there's a lot of things in life that are difficult, a lot of topics in life that are very hard to understand, hard to grasp, and everybody, I feel like the most common, a common piece of information is that everybody has their strengths and weaknesses, and some people are just cut out for something like this. Some people are cut out for this specific field, and some people just aren't. And I never really liked that viewpoint. I don't think that belief or that viewpoint serves you if you do believe it. So why would you choose to even believe something like that? If you were never good at math growing up, or maybe maybe you didn't like math growing up, or you didn't like English growing up. I wasn't the biggest fan of English growing up, but I wouldn't say I'm like not cut out for English. If I wanted to write a book, if I wanted to learn how to speak more eloquently, how to convey my ideas better, or how to write better, I fully think I'm capable of doing so if I put in the time. Like, I was good at math, but who really knows why? Maybe I had a good math teacher, and maybe my English teacher wasn't so captivating. So the idea that you're cut out for one thing or another, I think is false. And true or not, I just think that it's not a good belief to follow. Why would you limit yourself? Why would you put this limit on yourself? Like, I'm not cut out for this. I'm cut out for this, but I'm not cut out for this. Why don't you instead just believe that you could achieve it? You could be good at this thing if you really wanted to, but you just don't want to right now. You don't have the bandwidth to do so right now. So, kind of going back to the main topic of this video, can you like to do difficult things? I think people like to do the things they're good at, right? I think that's pretty natural. I play volleyball. I love playing volleyball. I'm tall. I think that helps with that. I can hit the ball. I can jump high, higher than a lot of people. So I had a lot of natural strengths that helped me be a good volleyball player. Like, I sucked at the beginning anyways, but I knew that I could be good. I had a higher ceiling than most people, and I could learn quicker because I just had better physical resources to do so. So there's an example of that. I like playing volleyball because I like being good at something. I like being good at volleyball. If I was bad, I probably wouldn't like the sport that much, honestly. Honestly speaking. But then my major, computer science, I started out with zero understanding. And there was a lot of times where I wasn't interested in doing the projects, or like, you're learning about classes and objects and just like object oriented programming, and it didn't make sense. It didn't make a lot of sense why. It didn't make sense how. It was a difficult thing to understand, and I didn't like it because it didn't make me feel very smart. It didn't make me feel good taking in all this information and still being confused, and it not coming easily to me. So there are other aspects of life where things don't come as easily, and I guess that's the topic of this video. Can you learn to like those topics? And from what I've seen, I truly believe yes, because programming, difficult topic. A lot of ideas didn't come to me naturally, but I think little by little, piece by piece, once I started building a foundation, and I was able to be a little bit more creative, to be to to code more freely, to be able to operate in more degrees of freedom. And once I started building the tools, better tools to be able to do what I wanted to do, to move in ways that I wanted to move, I think the process became a lot more enjoyable for me. Now I can watch, if it's on something that I'm interested in the field, I can watch a lecture. Let's say it's like on learning how to build machine learning networks and like AI networks. Complicated stuff, right? But because I've learned taking statistics classes, programming classes, everything. I have such a strong foundation that I really had a struggle to get. I can now operate in these degrees of freedom where I can learn more things, I can apply more things, and I can do more things. And I think that freedom to move is, or to create, essentially the freedom to create, the ability to express your creativity is so captivating, and that's what's interesting to me. And let's say even the guitar and the piano. So I started playing guitar in like 6th grade. I'm not the greatest, but I'm definitely not the worst either. Like if I like a song, I can learn how to play it. I can I guess I create some chord progressions, play some things on my own as well. I know like the tiniest bit of music theory, but it wasn't very interesting when you could only play like one note at a time. Like you go dun dun dun. That's not fun, right? 0 degrees of freedom in how you're able to move creatively. You, it kind of sucks, right? So that's a difficult thing. You're not good at it, and you can't do what you want. Like you can have this idea. Same thing with programming. You can have this idea, and if you suck at it, you can't build it. And you can have this idea for a song, and if you can't play the guitar, you can't you can't express it. You can't express yourself, and then it becomes uninteresting. Then it just becomes difficult, right? But if you're patient enough to build your foundation, to be able to expand your degrees of freedom in any specific field, whether it be programming or musical instruments or mastery of the English language for writing, because then you can really express your thoughts with whatever language you choose, right? If you're limited to this type of speech or these words, or you just haven't educated yourself enough on enough literature to see like every single way you can express your ideas, you can't choose the best one. You don't have such a big bag to pull from, right? So then writing would be difficult as well. If you have something in your head and you just can't get it out on a paper because you don't have the tools yet, you don't have the foundation, you don't have the base, then it can also be frustrating. So for anything, when you start, you're gonna suck, and it's not gonna be interesting, and it's gonna be a difficult thing, and it's gonna be boring, and you're gonna like be banging your head against the wall. But from my experience in basically every skill in life, if you stick with it long enough, then you master it enough to be able to do what you want instead of being so defined in like a one-dimensional almost type of way, because you don't have the tools yet to move the way that you would want to. But once, if you're patient enough, if you stick with anything long enough, then you can eventually do what you want with those tools in that field. And then it becomes interesting. And then now programming is interesting. And I can play what I want on the guitar, and that's more interesting than it was before. And I can play volleyball well, and I can hit the ball where I want, how I want, whatever. It's a lot more fun when you're good, right? But you have to suck first. You have to be bad to develop how to be good. So it's a patient process. It requires a lot of patience. And yeah, stick with anything, have a little bit of discipline, a little bit of control, and it becomes so much more fun in the end. So I think that's all I have for today. We hit 200 subscribers. That's very cool. Thank you so much for that. It's just interesting to me that there's 200 individuals who are even interested in what I have to say, and that's not a lot by YouTube means at all. Now there's probably people with 200 million, but still, I think that's pretty cool. So thank you for watching. If you have any thoughts on this video, leave them down below, leave them down in the comments. And yeah, thank you for watching and have a good night.